our seminar topic, which is secularism in context of India, based on the works of Tobatek Singh. Here's a timeline of one of the world's greatest calamities of 20th century. Like February 20, 1947, British Prime Minister Clemente Attlee announces his British Parliament that the colonial rule was over the subcontinent would end on a date not later than June 1948. March 22, 1947, Lord Louis Mountbatten arrives in Delhi as the last viceroy, with a clear brief to transfer power and get out of India as soon as possible. June 3, 1947, Mountbatten, Jawaharlal Nehru, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and five other leaders sit around a conference table, agree to split up the subcontinent. Here's a picture of that. Slicing up the map, a British barrister, Sir Cyril Radcliffe, who never visited India before, gets barely 40 days to withdraw the South Asian map. The Muslim majority northwest and the northeast becomes independent Islamic Pakistan on August 14th, and the rest secular independent India on August 15th. The dates above only summarizes the high politics of great political divide of a subcontinent that had embraced diverse cultures over millennia despite invasions and confrontations. Over 12 million people becoming refugees overnight. An estimated 1 million people died, most of them maddening violence as Hindus and Sikhs on the one side and Muslims on the other turned against each other. Gangs of killers who set whole village aflame, writes author and foreign affairs experts in Midnight Furies, the deadly legacy of India's partitions, hacking to death men and children and aged while carrying off young women to be raped. Some British soldiers and journalists who had witnessed the Nazi death camps claimed partition brutalities were worse. There is no fine line between the aggressors and the victim in the story of the partition. The polarization in the last few decades of British rule had become so deep rooted that communities now didn't want to be reduced to minorities in their own cradles. Conversely, the majority won't tolerate minorities in their new dominance. Modern research has established that humans are deadlier than animals, 6 times more likely to kill each other than the average mammal, like a cannibalism. The story of partition holds the key to understanding how fragile humanity has been and is in the subcontinent, now home of two nuclear nations. Civil society moved to preserve the tangible history of partition in a second decade of 21st century. In October 2016, the first partition museum opened at Amritsar, Punjab, the epicenter of 1947 catastrophe. An oral history project in Pakistan and Bolti Khirki are other initiatives. No accountability for partition, but the high politics of India and Pakistan, which celebrates independence from the colonial yoke every year since 1947, has largely shied away from the looking partition straight in the eye. Decision makers on both sides did no soul searching over division, no tribunals to fix accountability, no reconciliation measures. Who gained, who lost? Was a partition the price that undivided India had to pay in exchange for freedom? Were million plus killings, innumerable abductions, sexual violations, and loot avoidable? The genesis of anti-minority statement. If anti-minority sentiments, the genesis of anti-minority sentiments. If anti-minority sentiments dangerously persist in India and Pakistan and explode ferociously every few years in different shapes and forms, it's because both states have not engaged with the bloody partition as they have exuberantly with independence. Identity crisis. No man's silos. Tobatek Singh depicts how Sinretic culture identity were wiped out in a matter of months by rash political powers. This identity crisis has created multiple no man's silos in human psyche on both sides of border. The partition story will continue to haunt till it's reflected upon and heard patiently and sincerely. This is a summary of Tabatek Singh's story. The story is set 2 or 3 years after in 1947 partition, when the governments of India and Pakistan decided to exchange some Muslim, Sikh, and Hindu lunatics. The revolves around the Bisan Singh, a Sikh inmate of an asylum in Lahore who is from the town of Tabatek Singh. As a part of the exchange, Bishan Singh is sent under police escort to India, but upon being told that his hometown Tabatek Singh is in Pakistan, he refuses to go. The story ends with Bishan lying down in no man's land between two wire fences. There, behind barbed wire was Hindustan. Here, behind the same kind of barbed wire, was Pakistan. In between, on the piece of ground that had no name, lay Tabatek Singh. I would like to conclude my seminar presentation and thank everyone for listening. Thank you.